All right, everyone, welcome to Jasper's History Facts. Today is September the 21st, and on this day in 1937, famed author J.R.R. Tolkien publishes his book that would start it all, The Hobbit. So this is less, I guess, of a history fact and more of a just interesting fact. And, well, I like Lord of the Rings. What can I say? But The Hobbit is kind of the book that started it all. It opens that world to exist. And obviously eventually leads to Lord of the Rings. But The Hobbit itself, it's a child's story. It's for children. Tolkien wrote most of his books mostly for his children. More specifically, Christopher, his son. That's why there are many elements of these books that are kind of familial. But The Hobbit itself is very much a children's story. That's why the movies maybe didn't need 3 and didn't need to be so as they were, we could say. But The Hobbit itself sells a decent bit. Tolkien is kind of writing most of this stuff for this world. During the First World War, a lot of the stuff that comes from it is a lot of his World War I experience. A good example of that is not in The Hobbit per se, but in Lord of the Rings. The Dead Marshes, in the movie they kind of show it pretty well, but the Dead Marshes would have been straight out of no man's land during the First World War. So Tolkien himself is a linguist. He worked at Oxford. But you can really see his linguistic nature in Lord of the Rings. A lot of the dialogue and things like that is constructed in such a way that it is very concise, very clear, and accurate. It's one of the reasons why these books are so good. And obviously Tolkien's love for language leads him to create a whole elven language. So that's always kind of a little funny. But yeah, these books are definitely a read. A Hobbit itself, you should definitely read to your children. It's very educational, and I think they'll enjoy it. But now you know.